Okay, so today we'll see like actually nexus remote repo. Okay. So Maven has three types of repo. One is local repo.m2. Second one is central repo, internet. Third one is remote repo. So, this will be your start folder. Compile. This is your like users. Correct? Inside user, you have users. Inside user, you have user. Let's say item user. And inside item, you have .in. Okay. So let's see this is your Linux system. And when you are going to do your MBA package, so what will happen? Can somebody explain me? So if you are going to do MBA package, so what will happen here? Hmm? So MBA package, you what it will do?
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. So MBA package, what it will do?
Maven package.
Yeah.
It will package the source code.
Yeah. So how actually, suppose let's say they will ask you what is MBA package. So how we are going to explain in more detail?
Okay. So first of all, Ambient supports the Java files. So it will take all the source code and it will package into it will build into the package, Java package in jar or var format. And it will store in artifact.
Okay. Others? So what it will do, first step you have to tell actually when you are doing Indian package or anything like Indian compile and all. So first one it will come to here. First it will go to dot compile. It will validate internally. It will validate actually compile and all the folder structure is there or not. Correct? So if you go to compile and it will check actually which source code, which project it is going to run it. Okay. So because inside compile, you have actually artifact ID, you have a group ID, you have version, you have a actually which package we have to run, all these things it will be there. So first when you are doing MBN package, it will go to compile, it will validate all these things. Then it will go to source code for running that source code. If any dependency required, second actually it will go to your empty. Okay, here to here. So if M2 first time you are doing, if M2 is not there in your system, what it will do? It will go to internet, and internet one, what we are saying, Maven repo, correct? So from internet it will download all the necessary plugins, dependency. Okay. So then actually using that dependency, it will run the source code and it will give you the result actually package .war or jar file. Okay. So this is the first step. So first step, then this will go to here. Second step, second hit. So then it will search whether M2 is there or not in your system. If it will not find M2, so it will go to your internet. Okay. This is the third step. And what it will do, first it will download from your central repo to your local repo. This is the fourth step. So this is central. And this is your local repo, correct? So this is the flow. So if anything actually they'll ask about your actually ambient package or compile. So as a experienced guy, you should not tell actually package will do actually var or file generator. So how it is generating, you have to tell. Correct? So that this all question they'll not ask. If the somebody will asking actually ambient package, you have to tell this way. So next actually this is your central repo, correct? So we have a three type of repo. This is your central, and this is your local. Then another is our remote repo. Okay. So where remote repo came to picture. So if you are doing package, so what it will do, it will create a target folder, correct? In your SRC queue here. So it will create a target folder. Target folder, and it will copy all this, correct? So now if you are doing MVN, I told you install. So what it will do? MVN install. So MVN install, what it will do?
It will install the package.
Install the package. So others, what it will do? So it will same in target folder, it will create a var or jar file. Same thing, it will take to .m2. Okay? And inside .m2, it will take the backup. Okay? That means actually in same machine you have M2, correct? Inside M2 it will copy jar or war file and it will take the backup actually here. Okay? So that is install here. Same thing,
Yes.
if you are going to do actually MVN deploy. So what will happen? MVN deploy. So if you are doing MVN deploy, what will happen? See, MVN package means it is creating it inside target folder, it will create jar or war file. MVN install means it will go to .m2, inside that it will create actually var or jar file. Ambient deploy means it will deploy same thing, var or jar file in a different server to take the backup. Suppose tomorrow you require this var or jar file, you should not come to me and take this jar or var file. You should not come to my machine.mp, you should not take it. Okay? So because of that, actually, what they are doing, they created another server in their project, okay, that is called remote server. Okay. Let's say this is your remote server. In this remote server, what they did, so this is actually called remote server. Let's say Linux or Windows, whatever you want to do. And this Linux server, they'll install actually Nexus. Actually, Nexus is the backup tool for Maven. Correct? Nexus is the backup tool for Maven. So they'll install here Nexus. Nexus install. So once Nexus will install, this server we can say actually it is called a remote repo for Nexus. Okay. So what we have to do here, we have to create actually two types of requests. Okay. One is release repo, another is snapshot.
Yes.
Yes, snapshot.
Yes, an P.
So this will create actually release and snapshot. Okay, so these two are interview questions. What is the difference between a release and snapshot? Okay. So anybody, any idea what is release info, what is snapshot?
The package which will be built in Maven,
Mhm.
it will store in a release repo, and in snapshot it will take a snapshot of that build package for backup.
Mhm.
With the version ID and tags.
Okay. So release and snapshot, what is the difference? So release means, let's say you are going to let's say take an example of ICICI Bank or Flipkart. So in ICICI Bank, you have actually net banking. You have actually loan sector. So that is actually one module, correct? So whole module when you are giving to actually customer or you are release to different actually vendor. So that kind of actually repo we can say release repo. A stabilize actually release. One module or a whole project we can release. In that case, what will happen? It will take actually, let's say I'm putting here actually version 1.0. So tomorrow when I'm again actually building this one or again I'm doing package and doing ambient deploy, same release 1.0 it will not take. It will ask you actually another one. Otherwise it will not take that. Let's say again I have to do 1.1. Okay, but in case of snapshot release, it is a intermediate release for developer. So developer actually in same module, let's say you can take actually net banking or actually your UPA for sector. So what they are doing, so they are actually small use cases, small test cases they are actually implementing, and every day they are doing actually 10 to 20 times actually pushing this jar or war file here, so the tester will take this one and they'll test it. Correct? In that case, every time you should not change the version. So in one version, it will take it. So that is called actually your snapshot. Okay, in same version, multiple times actually you can push your code to this nexus repo. But in case of release repo, only one time, one version. Second time you have to change the version, then only you can push that jar or war file. Clear these two?
Yes.
Okay. Others?
Sir, explain again it. Release repo and snapshot repo.
Okay. See, the release means actually what? One actually main release you can say. Let's say you are giving, let's say example of your net banking. Okay. In your portal, in your what is called ICICI Bank portal, you have many actually modules. Many modules means you have a PPF actually loan form. You have a net banking. Different actually sector is there. Okay. So if you are going to release one particular module to your customer in this version, so that version name you have to specify. Okay. So that let's say 1.0. So tomorrow again actually we should not specify that same version and you should not push it. It will take actually one version one time. Okay. So 1.0 it is pushed to this remote repo. Then tomorrow you have to change the version because it's a actually main release, you can say. So when we are coming to snapshot release means
Sir,
developer. Yeah, tell me.
sir, in release repo, we can update our version in daily.
Release repo, why to update version daily? Because release actually one says one. Let's say you are using sprint. Okay, sprint maybe 21 days, maybe 1 month. So based on that, actually your project is going to release to end user. Okay, so that time
Okay.
in that particular time you have to use 1.0. Next sprint when you are going to release you have to use 1.1 because actually in 1.0 it will take one time only. Okay,
Okay, sir.
clear?
Yes, sir.
So next actually snapshot release every day, maybe 5 times, 10 times, or how many times your developer want actually test their actually particular feature or particular actually see, let's say your net banking inside that some part actually they can test it, correct? So in that case actually you can take actually in same version you can take many times, you can push the code here because actually it is an intermediate release. So you should not actually specify every time in 5 minutes one actually this version. So that's why nexus what he did, he created two types of repo. One is release repo, one is snapshot repo. Release repo contains actually your main release versions actually jar or war file. Snapshot release contains actually snapshot repo contains actually your developers intermediate release. Okay.
Sir.
Okay. Coming to another question here. So where actually we have to specify this or change this actually version. And I'm talking about 10 minutes happen actually about this version. So where we have to specify this version or where we have to change this version and all. So how
In
actually
pom.xml file.
correct in pom.xml. So when we are doing ambient deploy, so it will go to your pom file. And pom file contains all the information. Okay. Then pom file, inside pom file, we have to specify this version. Along with that, actually, this server information, where you have to specify here. Once you specify that one, then only when you are doing ambient deploy, what it will do, it will come to here, okay, and it will actually see which server it is going to deploy. So first it will what it will do. First it will do the compile, then package. Package means it will create a target folder, it will copy here. Then it will execute install, it will copy here. Then it will execute last actually ambient deploy. So it will deploy to here. Okay. So this is called actually your ambient deploy or and you are doing here remotely. This is remotely. Okay, so clear this one. In this picture, any doubts means let me know. Okay, so this is called your image. Okay, and you are doing this ambient package means it will create here, install means in same machine, and deploy means in remote server. Okay, and this one actually we need to install, we need to configure the setup. Once we configure the setup, then actually we can do ambient deploy. It will come to this server and it will store. Okay, so this theory part clear, everybody. And if somebody will ask you how many types of repository is there, you have to tell two, three types: local repo, central repo, and remote repo. And you have to explain this flow. Okay, if somebody will ask you ambient deploy, what you have to do? You should not tell actually it will deploy to a remote server, nexus repo, and it will create the backup. That is correct. But you have to explain the flow. When you are doing ambient deploy, it will execute all the phases of your default life cycle. So how all the phases means validation it will do, then compile it will do, then test case execution it will do, then ambient package it will do, then install, then deploy. Because that is the life cycle, correct? So life cycle means each stage it is follow. Okay. So starting from your ambient validation to ambient deploy, it will follow. If I am doing ambient install, then up to install it will actually do. Starting to ambient install. So that way you have to explain. And everything it will store in this actually POM file. So based on that, actually first step it will come to your POM file only. Okay. This POM file is important. It will come to your POM file and it will validate. Then it will go to source code and dependency. Then it will execute and it will give you result. Okay. Clear na everybody?
Yes.
1 minute. Okay. So for installation, this one first we'll install like this and we'll same machine will see actually how to configure. Then I'll give the assignment to do actually in two different machines. First for setuping this one, what we have to do, we have to take a server. Okay, we'll take a Linux server. Okay, and I have actually nexus war file. Okay, so deploying war file, we require actually web server. Correct. So what is web server? To deploy web application. Correct. So what we have to do in this machine, we have to install first actually tomcat. And inside it, tomcat will deploy this nexus file. I have that war file. Okay. Nexus war file. Okay, I'll deploy. So once I'll deploy this application, this is a web-based application. Correct. In browser it will open. Then we'll create inside this release repo, snapshot repo. Then we will do our practical. Okay. So first what we'll do, we'll install tomcat today. Okay. And all the document for tomcat I already copied to actually your mm, drive. Okay, you can go through that and you can install. So we'll see now.
So it will cover starting from fetching the source code from the GitHub to deploying to Tomcat server.
It will cover that one when actually we are going to do Jenkins. So now what we have to do, suppose we are doing MVN deploy. So it will take your code, okay, from your local system, okay, and then it will push to your nexus.
Okay.
So this diagram, let's see this diagram. See, this is your local system, correct? But code where it will come? Code coming to GitHub, correct? Okay, if you have GitHub link, so code will come to here. Okay, so you have to clone it. Once you clone, then code will be here. Then you have to do MVN deploy. Once you do MVN deploy, from you have to mention something in POM file. So then it will take that information and it will deploy in the server. So when we are going to Jenkins, so when we will set up that one, so automatically it will clone it. Okay, and then automatically it will deploy. Okay. That is the importance of Jenkins, correct? So now we are doing two separate tools. So here actually GitHub is there. Now GitHub link to your Maven. So how? Because inside this, what we'll do, like we have to clone it manually. That manual work actually your Jenkins will take care as automation. Okay. So you can create a new system so that it will be easy. You can put up to all traffic. You can take it. Launch template. Launch instance. Let me open that tab. Latest one I updated it. There and try. Okay, so all the step I updated here. Okay, you can take this one. So let me install first. Installation. Okay, so install this version 8. Sudo. The next step actually, this all not required. This is important. This is installation of your tomcat. Okay, because tomcat is also a Java based. So that's why we have to install Java, then we have to install tomcat. Okay. So, this is the default location, user share tomcat. So if you go to here, city, user, city, local, share. Okay, user share. Should be here. To here. Should be tomcat will be there. Okay. So this is the default location. So inside that, we have these all folders. Okay. So they will ask in interview also which one actually your working folder or default folder of tomcat. So it is user share tomcat. Okay. And we are going inside tomcat. What we are going to do? We have to deploy the web application, correct? So where we have to deploy? So this is the folder where we have to deploy the web application. I'll show you first before going for actually Nexus. I'll show you some one static website how to launch actually inside tomcat. Okay. So we'll take a index.html file and we'll put it here. So how it is launched, we'll see. Okay. So before that, we have to configure something to make ready your tomcat. Okay. So that step I updated here. If you come to here, so once you install this step, so this is the path actually we have to come, and there is this line we have to change it. What is this actually? So by default, Tomcat is actually allowing in that particular folder. Okay. So we have to make allow for whole machine. Okay. So that setup we have to do, otherwise permission issue will come. So this is the folder, web app folder. Inside that it will be there. So I am already in web app, cd web app, cd. Okay. So manager, cd meta info. Here you'll find context.html. You have to open using actually sudo vi context.html. Okay. Insert So don't disturb actually anything. See, these all are actually comments. Okay, it will start comment, end comment. Okay, so here only they are saying this is allowing to this particular area. We have to make it whole system actually. So this here only we have to change that actually whatever I wrote actually in my document. So what you have to do, don't disturb this existing, just copy paste actually that one. Because if you are actually changing something else actually by default some problem happen. So your tomcat will not work. Okay. So I already prepared this one. So just you have to copy this one and paste it here. Okay. Next one, we have to set actually tomcat username password. Okay, that is by default different is there. We have to set tomcat username password and so we have to set some role of tomcat. Okay. So for that, what you have to do, you have to come back. You have to come back to here tomcat and there is a config folder. You have to go there. Okay, and inside that you can see actually tomcat users.xml is there. That is a file. So sudo vi tomcat user.xml, paste it. Okay, insert mode, come down. See, already it is the role is there, but they disable that one. They commented that one, correct? So you can utilize same thing. Otherwise, whatever I wrote actually that also you can copy paste. Okay, here. So you can change actually this one actually username. Let's say I am putting admin 123. Okay. You can copy this one and paste it. Okay. So next step actually, this next for nexus repo. Okay. Okay. So by default actually tomcat is supporting 50 MB file to deploy. Okay. So nexus is more than that. So that means we have to change the max limit of deployment. So where we have to change that one? You have to go to web app, cd manager, ls, cd web INF, ls. So here there is a file called actually web.xml. You have to open this one. Okay, insert. See here it is showing max actually limit is 50 MB. So make it 9 or something. So escape. That's it. So once you do all three changes now, so after that you have to restart actually your tomcat. Okay. So without restart it will not work. Okay. So what you have to do for restarting, sudo systemctl. Okay, first check the status. We'll check the status of tomcat. So it is installed, but it is not started. That's why it is showing inactive. So what we can do, we can restart or we can start. So it will start it with new changes. Once you restart, go to browser. Okay, sorry, go to browser, and this is your nexus repo, correct? So take this actually public IP and put it here. And then colon 8080. This is the default port for tomcat. So tomcat will open in this port only. Okay. So your public IP of your system, then port number 8080. You have to enter this. So this is your tomcat. Okay. Okay, so let me repeat what you have to do. Okay, first, so this is the new document. Okay, I'll give you this both. Okay, so what you have to do first, actually, let me remove all this. Already it is uploaded. So this you have to install. Okay, first Java you have to install, then Tomcat you have to install. Once you install Tomcat, so the default path is usr share Tomcat. Okay, so then actually we have to go to this context.xml and we have to copy this line. Okay, second one, we have to set Tomcat username password. For that we have to come to config folder and there tomcat-user.xml is there. We have to copy this code. Okay, third one, we have to come to here. Okay, web.inf. So there we have to set maximum limit. Okay, these three steps you have to do. Then you have to restart your server, Tomcat server. Then you have to go to browser. Okay, once you go to browser, take your public IP of your system and port 8080. So then actually enter, it will open your Tomcat server. Okay, Tomcat web server. Okay, so next step, you have to go to manager app. Correct, inside manager app I told you everything will be there. Your deployment will happen inside manager app. So click on manager app and whatever password you gave, username password, you update there or you enter here. Otherwise actually it will not show you. That's why we change there. Okay, and this is your Tomcat actually manager app folder. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll create a sample application. Okay, or index.html file and we'll try to deploy. Okay,
So can I go to the that notepad?
Yeah.
So here you have like renamed the username. So as per your choice, you can set your username.
Correct.
So the name here is admin. Okay. And the roles will be the admin manager.
See, who has access for Tomcat, he role should be admin manager. Otherwise, actually, we can't able to deploy. You can't able to toss that one. Correct? So this is actually, so deployment server who has access, we have to keep this one. This is the common. Okay. Otherwise, we can, and this is actually username. Anything you can give, your name, your password. Okay. So then actually it will open that manager.
Okay, I have the access to this Tomcat server and I want to give you the access. So I should copy this line and paste it below that.
Correct.
Okay, and
otherwise there also the steps are there. If you don't want to copy, you can open that particular actually folder and uncomment that particular code. Okay. So both the way you can do it. Correct. Just for simplicity, actually I updated here so that you can, anybody actually don't touch existing things. So because sometimes it's a new Lina, so so some people actually when they're doing the existing things, they'll some one small mistake also it will not work. So that's why best practice is don't toss that one, copy these lines and save the file and then restart your server.
Sir, one more question. So if I want to give you the access, I have the access same as the admin role. Okay. So can I limit your access? Like you can't access all those.
That case actually you have to see the role, which role you have to give. So this is I gave actually manager and admin role. So because I need to access manager app, correct? If you are not able to access manager app actually, then actually no use to actually deploy. How you have to deploy? You have access for that folder means you have to, correct?
Okay.
That you have. So I'll take a some index.html file. Index.html file.
The by default size, suppose it is 50 MB. Is there
Yeah,
any
see,
limitation?
actually, any application you will take, it is max 10 MB or 5 MB, correct? So, or 15 MB. So, if it is more than that, you have to increase the limit.
Okay. Is there any limitation in size extending?
That's why actually 50 MB they are giving, but we can increase, correct?
Mhm.
We can increase how much you want, correct?
Okay.
So that's why that there only we have to increase that. Need some code to show you. There previous one. Okay, let me show you small thing first. Can anybody search a link and give? Or a little more code will be there. Is downloading this year. Okay, this code will take it. So what I'll do, I'll go to my server here. And so where I have to go? Web app, correct? cd / usr / share
Say
/ tomcat. So here there is a web app folder. What you can do, here you can create a folder actually. mkdir, let's say my app. Okay, sudo mkdir my app. Okay, so then cd my app. So inside that create actually sudo vi index.html. Okay, and put your code that code part. Okay, then once you change this one, you have to restart your server. What is the command? Sudo systemctl restart tomcat. So then refresh this page. What is your page? This. my app, correct? It's came to here. Okay. Now click on this. Okay, your application deployed, correct? Like that, you can do multiple actually applications. Okay, so this is actually your deployment. So same way we can do nexus deployment also. So how to do, we'll see. Okay. Clear this one, which folder? So they will ask in interview actually, so which folder you are going to deploy, what is the default folder name? So this all question, if you are putting in your resume tomcat, they will ask you. Okay.
Okay.
So if this is actually directly you are deploying, you are going to your server and you are deploying. But actually I have a WAR file that also you can copy inside that web app, it will extract and it will deploy. But there is another way to deploy, select WAR file. Okay, you can choose this one, and in where is your WAR file will be there. Let's see. For me, nexus. Okay, this is my WAR file. Already it is there in your what is actually in your actually Google Drive. It is already a copy. Okay, you can see that. So nexus. Okay, then deploy. And when it is deploying, don't do anything because sometimes it will fail. It is very old file, 3-4 year back actually I downloaded. Now they stopped to download actually. You have to pay for that. So that's why this file is very important, and sometime it will fail if you are actually refreshing this page. Okay. It will
Every
take
time you are
1 minute.
deploying, that means after completing the deployment, we need to restart our server.
Yeah, once you deploy, now it is not required actually. But if you are doing actually in your server anything inside that you are doing actually manually go there and do, so you have to restart. So what when you are doing any configuration changes, correct? You have to restart, otherwise sometime it will not work. Let's say you are setting the environment variable. After that, if your system will not restart, sometime it will not work, correct? It will not correctly, it will not work. Devasis, your office timing, what is your office timing?
Mine is from starting from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Okay. That is good shift, correct? But it
Actually,
will,
initially,
but it will not go for 10. It will maybe actually 1, sometime 12. For me, it is same thing happening. I am also working in certain.
yes, it's. So when I joined, I was asked to join the time, the US time, that is starting from the 5:30 to around 2:33. After 1 month, I told them that I can't like continuing this time. Either give me the like this. The morning is not possible. I asked them for the afternoon shift. Otherwise, I'm going to another
Okay.
like organization.
Now, what is your role like? What type of work you are doing?
So basically, I started my career as a L1 support engineer in year 2016. So I was working Fortune Top, the Tata
Okay.
Teleservices, TTSL, Tata Docomo was there that period of time. So after 2 years, it got merged with the Airtel.
Okay.
So I left that company. So I went to like Bangalore. I was searching for the job.
Wow.
I
Okay.
stayed there around 5 to 6 months, and there was no opening that time. So I came back to Bhubaneswar, and in year 2019, I got an opportunity in TCS.
Okay.
So here I was working. Initially, I was working e-learning developer. Then I studied AWS. Yeah, I did my certification. Then I jumped to switched my domain from e-learning developer to AWS support
AWS.
engineer.
Okay. So AWS, so what are the services you are using? Like
You used to spin up the EC2 server, and we need to manage all those this release as well.
okay.
Not using these DevOps tools. There is another tool.
But all are in cloud, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So here you see a Nexus repo, it is showing true means actually it is correctly deployed. And if you go to your server here, you will find actually this is the problem actually. If you will not use sometime it is going to find that. So where I have to go? USR, share, tomcat, ls, okay, web app cd, web app. Here you see Nexus war file first it is uploading, correct? Then it is creating their necessary, it is extracting from this war file and it is creating necessary actually folder name is Nexus. Inside that it will copying that Nexus input and files. Okay. So now if you go to here and you click this Nexus actually, it will show you Nexus repo. This is our actually lab Nexus repo. Okay. So here what you have to do. So Nexus repo default username password is actually admin 123. Okay. So this is your repository. Okay. So then actually here your repository will be there. So here you can create add hosted repository and here you can see you have actually repository policies release and snapshot. Okay. If you are going to put release, it will actually not allow actually one version many times. If you are going to put actually snapshot, it will allow many version in one sorry, it will allow many release in one version. Okay, through one version it will allow. Okay,
For testing
so
purpose.
for testing. Okay, so what we have to do? So if you come to here, okay, so this type of URL it will create. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll give same name so that it is easy for me to complete this demo. Okay, so first see this is actually for release repo I'll give. This is for snapshot repo I'll give. Okay, I'll tell you what is this. Okay, first let me create that particular actually. See repository ID I'll give. Okay, repository name I'm giving same. You can give different and you can try. Okay, so then actually here let it be released and I'll try to create. Okay, same. Now you can see here, refresh it. So here you will get actually repo R, okay, hosted, okay, release, and it is created a path for you. Correct. Copy this path to Notepad. Okay, let me put it actually, and this is your release. Okay. Next one, same thing you have to create actually for your snapshot. Go to here, add it, hosted, repo, okay, in place of release make a snapshot and create it, save it. Okay, so now if you refresh here you will get repo and this is snapshot. Okay, so take this one and put it actually your Notepad. Okay. So these two ready, that means our actually this release and snapshot actually path is ready. Okay, so where we have to integrate this path inside POM file, correct? So we need a POM file where actually we can give this to path, so that when we are deploying, it will connect to that particular machine. Okay. So for that, what I'll do in this system only, I'll try to install actually. First one machine I'll create. Next actually we'll do different machine. So Java is installed, correct? So what I have to install? Maven, correct? So sudo yum install Maven, or if you have source code in GitHub, you can clone it that one. Okay, that way we can see it, correct? Before, okay, for cloning and running also we require actually Maven to install. Yum install Maven -y. And for clone, you require actually git to install in the system, correct? So sudo yum install git -y and go to repository. Else yesterday I created something here. Okay. Let will clone this one. Okay. Git clone URL. Correct? Okay. So ls my project ls. So here src and pom file is there, correct? And I think this is developed in 11. We'll see whether it's working or not. Okay. Because here in this machine 8 is there. So what I'll do, let me compile. Nvn compile, correct? So all these things where it is downloading from your where? It is downloading
from
from
M2.
central to your M2. Okay. And where your M2 is there here? ls-a, you will get M2 here. Okay. So let me see what is that part? My project. So let me try package also. For it will working or not. Indian. Okay, it is working. So if I am going to clean this target folder, what I have to do? If I am going to clean this target folder, ambient clean. So target folder now clean. So now what I'll do, I'll open this form.xml. Okay, I'll try to actually add all this step. So where I have to add, I have to go to down full. Okay. Before this build, after this build, before this project, I can add. So here in documentation, okay, I updated this tag name is distributed management. Okay, so what it will do, distribution management. So it will connect to your remote repo. So where you will get this format, if you go to actually Maven repo, okay, Maven side. So if you type distribution management actually code, so they will give this format. Okay, then based on your actually you have to just change the id name, repository id name, repository name, and your new URL. That's it. So other than that, everything it will available in your repo site. So just copy and paste it. Okay, so same thing what I'll do, I'll copy paste. Okay, here what I'll do, okay, so this is your release repo, correct? I'll change this one. So here I'll change up to this. Okay, and this is your snapshot. Okay, that's it. So this part I'll take and I'll add it actually your form.xml here. Okay. So now I'll save this file. Once you save this file, so then if you are going to do mbn deploy, so after that also it will fail. Why it will fail, I'll tell you. Okay, if you do mbn deploy now, it will do everything. Okay, then last it will fail. Okay, it is failed. Okay, so why it is failed? It is trying to connect to your actually deployment machine, nexus repo, but it is failed. So what is the reason? 401 unauthorized. Okay, so there is no permission to put it. Actually, you don't have password actually for that machine. For nexus repo password, you have to use. Okay, so based on that, it will copy that admin 123 actually we gave, correct? So that only we have to set somewhere. Okay, so where you have to set that one? So that also interview question. There they'll ask you what is settings.xml. Okay, and why we require settings.xml. So what we have to do? So settings.xml contains your nexus repo password, and which location we will keep it inside M2. It will keep it automatically. Maven will take and it will deploy the changes. Okay. So where actually we have to deploy that one? ls-a. So here, sorry, not ls-a, where M2 is there. You have to go inside .m2. Okay, and here you have to create that settings.xml. So the format is this one. Okay, I copied here. Okay, so it should, the name should be settings. If you are only putting setting also, it will not work. So that's why this interview question they will ask 100%. Okay, what purpose we are using settings.xml. Okay, so this thing you have to copy. So what is there? So settings.xml, then servers. Okay, servers. This is for your release repo. This is for your snapshot. Okay, you can maintain that one. So same thing, what you have to do, you have to take this one and create a settings.xml file here. So vi settings.xml and copy this. Okay, okay, so then go to your project location, ls. Okay, now do mbn package. Sorry, deploy. Okay, let it run. Mbn deploy. This is now, this is success. Where it is going actually, it is first touching to repo R. What is repo R? What is repo R? Repo R is actually your release repo. Correct? We'll verify here. We'll go to this and we'll check actually your release repo. So this is repo and this is repo R. Correct? I'll refresh this one. See, it came com, then iDream, then app, then 1.0. Here your package will be there. Okay. So what I'll do now, again I'll try to actually do deploy. Deploy will fail because the version we need to change for release, correct? If you are not changing the version, it will fail. So it is failed, correct? So now what I'll do, if I'll go to here, I'll go to my POM file and go to top. You'll see the version. Okay, here version is there, correct?
Can we automate this version change in our pom.xml?
This is not our, this is our, not our, this is actually for, I am explaining because you need to understand, correct? So this is actually developer work, not our work, correct?
Okay.
So they will maintain this one. Got it, what I'm saying?
Yes.
So this is developer work, correct? So, but interview people, they'll ask actually to know it's a better, good, correct? So, and in Jenkins, it will helpful for you to manage. Okay. So now You can automate, you can change the version, correct? You can do shell scripting or something, you can do automate and you can make it there.
Yes, in Jenkins, right?
Yeah.
In Excel
Jenkins
file.
through you can Jenkins you can do automate, that is different, but manually if you now also if you want to do actually version change, you can create a script actually. So that time actually it will change the version, but version you have to do actually, correct? Version you have to add. If you
Okay.
scripting also you have to put the version name, automatically it will go to that file and it will update.
Okay. Okay.
So now what I have to do again, I will deploy whether it's working or not. I change the version, correct? So now it should work. Okay, it's success. And if you go to here, you'll find actually back 1.1 and it will keep like this. Correct? So this is your release, but to come to snapshot. Okay, if you go to here, so you have to maintain like this. Okay, so ls vi form.xml, and in case of this, just you have to put actually this. Okay, and then same thing you deploy now. What it will do? It will go to now repo, not repo r. It is see repo. Okay, now go to repo. This one snapshot repo. You'll get this. See, 1.0 snapshot. Right? So it is actually putting actually one. Correct. So now let again I'll rebuild. Okay. Again I am trying to deploy. So this time also it's success, correct? So and how it is keeping? So it is making 2. Okay, 1 2. Okay. So this is actually so here the question it will come actually what is settings.xml, what is actually what is difference between release and snapshot. Okay, so this in nexus this question will come, and tomcat they will ask actually what is where actually we need to deploy the application. Okay, and sometime installation procedure, that's it. Okay, clear up to this need to be actually practice, correct? So because it is actually all practical things, correct? So you have to practice once. If any issue, then we can see.
Sure.
So everything I uploaded, take it and try to do this one, and after half an hour I'll put it this recording also. Okay, for today this much only.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.